Καλησπέρα, είμαστε μαζί με τον διευθυντή του τουρνουά Hellenic Championship Τζόρτζι Τζόκοβιτς. Hello, George.
Hello, thank you.
First of all, George, could you introduce us the Hellenic Championship? What is the new event all about?
The Hellenic Championship is an ATP event. It's an official ATP license, which has been, very difficult kind of to get over the last, few years. I know that many people from Athens and from Greece have tried to get the ATP event without any success, but that's, due to a very difficult process of getting an ATP event. Finally, with the relocation which was necessary from the Belgrade tournament from last year, we have chose Athens as the next destination for this event, which is the first time after more than 3 decades of being played in Athens. And we're expecting a very big event, which will be played in Telekom Center in this amazing venue, which can, hold up to 18,000 people. We have some of the best players of the world participating on top with, Nόβακ. We have Karen Khachanov as a top 10 player. We have the biggest tennis star of Greece, Stέφανο Τσιτσιπά, and, former Grand Slam champion Stan Wawrinka. And, some of really the tennis greats and some of the tennis giants. And, I think the crowd in Athens will really experience a very, very good and special tennis event. And, as the first one is always the nicest one. So, we're expecting a very nice event. And I hope everybody will, come here and enjoy the great tennis.
We will see top players like Nόβακ, Stefanos, Stan, and Karen, as you said. How important is this for brand debuting outside Belgrade with these names?
It's very important. I think, as a 250 license, the tournament is not a mandatory tournament for the players to play. So bringing those players in was a difficult task, especially the week of the event is the last week of ATP Tour. So most of the players would already like to go on their, vacations and enjoy their time with their families before they need to start preparing for next season. So, bringing those players in was a difficult thing to do, but we're happy that, most of them have responded positively on our, call, and it's very important for our brand to have big names as such, to build this brand, to put Athens on the world map of tennis. The event will be broadcasted in more than 130 countries around the world. So for us, it's of utmost importance to have the best players in the world and to have full stands, because we want to represent Athens in the rightly manner.
As the tournament director, have you set specific goals for the Athens edition?
Well, definitely. I think, every event that we've done as an organization thus far, we've set our goals to the highest point. We wanted every tournament to be the best possible in terms of organization when it comes to players and the ATP staff, and all the way to the fan experience, right? So we are expecting and we are wishing for full stands every single day. I think we've done a tremendous job considering the time frame that we had. We only had 3 months to put everything together, but with great help of many sponsors and the organization behind the Telekom Center, we've really made an amazing job, and we're expecting to have one of the best events of 250 licenses in the world. So, fingers crossed, we're going to do everything as we want, and then after the event, the ATP organization will kind of give us their expertise and their supervision. They will give us, whether or not we've done a good event, and then we're going to be able to kind of promote this and then say if we've done a successful job or not.
You said about the fans, you said about the games. What do you consider the biggest of the tournament after the 8th of November? You wait something big, something...
Yes, well, for, this tournament is a 1-year license. So we are really fighting a lot to extend the license. This is something that we've been doing for many, many years when it comes to Belgrade and now Athens. Every year is a struggle for us because the licenses are not bought, and though they're not ours, they're ATP licenses which we are leasing, sometimes short term, sometimes long term, and we are looking to extend the license. So this is one of the reasons why we do everything the best possible. We want to showcase Athens as a great world tennis destination, and we are quite confident that we will get that. We know that ATP is trying to shorten the calendar, so our task is that much more difficult, but I still think that Athens will be a great addition to ATP calendar, and I think it's something that even the ATP will not want to miss. And with again great talents that Greece has produced on top with Stefano Tsitsipá, I think this event is something to look up to, and we will also provide some wildcards for qualification, for main draw to Greek players, and then hopefully there will be a lot of young talents coming to watch this big event, and hopefully this event will be that step forward for them to make that decision to get into professional tennis and to look up to actually playing in on a big stage such as this one day.
You want to see many children.
Yes.
After the end of the tournament, will you know immediately the decision of ATP for the extension?
Well, we are expecting that decision to take in Turin, so that's a week after the Athens event. But it's not mandatory for ATP to make the decision then and there. We can maybe expect that decision to be taken in January or March or even May. So we cannot really rely on making for ATP to make the decision in late November. But hopefully, we're really hoping for that, because if we get that decision in November and if it's positive, then we gonna have a much more time for preparation for the future events and to really create even a better experience for everyone inside of Athens. So fingers crossed on Turin decision, but as things are happening, we will give the audience and the news the right information. So let's see.
Do you also plans to create a WTA tournament one day in Athens or in another?
Yeah, so in the past we have done a WTA 250 and a WTA 125, so we do have experience in that corner as well, and we are looking to do that. As we like to support Stefanos playing ATP in his hometown and whole country, we want to do the same with Maria Sakkari. So we have been discussing this with the Tennis Federation here in Athens, and we've been discussing internally. We did not have a lot of time now to kind of discuss that thoroughly because of the complex organization of the ATP, but right after we finish this event, we will definitely dedicate our power and time to talk to WTA and see whether or not there is a possibility in the following season or seasons to put a WTA event together in Athens.
You speak about the people, and how will people be able to attend the matches and the experience of the Hellenic Championship live?
Yes, so the tickets are live. The tickets are up for sales for about 7 to 10 days now. We've been very happy with the sales. So far, we sold around 37,000 tickets, which for an event like this is already a large number. But yet, as the capacity is so large in Telekom Center, we still have a lot of tickets available, and we are hoping to sell about 100,000 tickets throughout the week. I think the record of an ATP 250 event is about 110,000. So, if we manage to break that record, that will put us definitely on a map as well. But, overall on a Saturday, which is the November 1st, the first day of the event, it's an open day. So all of the tickets are free of charge. This is kind of the gift from the organization to the people of Athens in Greece. So they can actually come and visit the premises, watch some high quality matches, because even the qualifications will be very, very strong, very competitive. All of the players in the qualifications are a top 100 in the world as well. So, the strength of this event are the players, and this event is more like a 500 than a 250 event, which we're happy. And then on Sunday and on the Monday of the event, the tickets are free for the children under the age of 7, which we are happy that we could announce. This is something that we wanted to do so we can bring more children, as we discussed, just before this. We want to bring more children in so they can experience this big event. We made a lot of content in the fan village for the kids as well. So this is, again, something very, very big. And then, from Tuesday on, we're expecting some great matches. We are expecting Nowak, his first match to play on Tuesday afternoon. And then Stefanos, depending on the draw and whether or not he will be 4th or 5th seed on the tournament, he will play either Monday or Wednesday. And then, we'll have Karen Kachanov most likely playing on Wednesday. We'll have hopefully Stan Wawrinka playing on Sunday of the event, on the opening, let's say, of the tournament, of the main draw. So every single day we will have, great players and great matches. I think, for people it's very important to know when Novak and when Stefanos will play. So, as the time goes by on the Saturday, which is on the Friday, which is the 31st of October, we're announcing both qualification and main draw. And, then we will see what are the matchups and which kind of matches we can expect in quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals as well. So
let's go back to Belgrade.
Mm-hmm.
When you and Novak were kids, what inspired you to play tennis? There was a tournament or something else?
Yeah, so, we come from a ski family. My father, my uncle, and my aunt, they were all professional skiers. So we grew up on a mountain, and naturally we would go into skiing. But in front of the restaurant that my parents were the owners of, they built 3 tennis courts. And when Novak was a young child, he would go very often, because that was about 100 meters from our restaurant. He would, sit and stand by the fence and watch them play tennis. And then one day there was a camp led by Jelena Gencic, who was, both Novak, my other brother Marcos, and my let's say, tennis mother. She held a camp there, and then my father decided to enter Novak into that camp. He did that. Jelena Gencic told my father that Novak was talented. He started going to tennis more and more. He loved it. And, he was very talented, obviously, which led him to really play a lot of tennis, which then led my other brother, Marco, to play tennis. And then, naturally, myself, when I was, the rightful age, around 3.5, 4 years old. So, nobody in our family has ever thought about us playing tennis or anybody else. It was a very unfamiliar sport to our family, but, this is kind of the way that happened. It was sort of a destiny or faith or whatever you want to call it. So, thankfully that happened. Thankfully those courts were there, and thankfully, my father and my mother, they kind of recognized the importance of that sport, and all they wanted to do was us playing sports, right? And kind of being, growing up to that healthy manner. Honestly, we all loved tennis. I was carrying the racket with me to bed, and I was playing tennis 8 hours, 10 hours a day. When I didn't have anybody to play with, I would just find a wall, and I would just hit the tennis balls to the wall and to the stairs. I was very happy with it. I became a tennis professional when I was very young. I was just about 15 years old. But I had a very difficult kind of short career, full of difficult and different emotions, expectations. My brother was already top of the world, and I was expected to be nothing less than that. And those expectations were never met. And I was fortunate enough that I could have kind of understand when I need to stop, which I've done very, very at a very young age. And I went into, business and financing, and, thankfully, after that, when it was COVID of 2020, we organized the Adria Tour, which was the charity series of events we've done in Serbia and Croatia. And Nowak and I started discussing how nice it would be for the tennis event to be brought back in Belgrade in Serbia. And already next year we managed to do that, and that's how we kind of started organizing tennis events again. That was the first time I started doing, tennis organization. I really love doing these events, and it kind of brings me back to my childhood, to my roots, and tennis was the first love of my life, and it's very natural for us to be doing this as a family brand as well. So we love doing these events, and we're gonna keep doing them, and hopefully both. Athens and both Belgrade can have those licenses in the future, because both cities really deserve to be on a tennis map.
Your tennis career was short, but you and Nowak create a perfect duo. Nowak at the tennis court and you behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Could you share a behind the scene or a funny story with Nowak?
Well, Nowak every day is a funny story. One of his nicknames is Joker, right? And he's one of the kindest and funniest guys on tour. And every day that you spend with him, there is a lot of things going on. He's very active. He likes doing a lot of things. And just yesterday we were practicing a little golf in Glifada, and a lot of funny scenes were there already. So we, as a family, we're very close. We've kind of lived most of our lives apart. Since I was the age of 11, I lived in partially first time in Germany, and then United States, and then Czech Republic, and France, and so on and so on. Nowak had his own path. Marco had his own path. So it was a very difficult task for us to manage to kind of keep connected. Thankfully and gratefully we've done that, and now with us having kids, it's of utmost importance for them to spend some quality time together, and we're kind of managing to do that as well. And we're quite happy. We're a close family. As you might know, in Greece is very, very similar as Serbians. We're very family oriented. We're very emotional, very superstitious when it comes to family, right? So we really do our best, even though we live in different parts of the world, to keep connected at the most we can.
Do you see yourself moving to Greece like Nowak?
Well, this is a very sensitive topic. Nowak, as I said, we all have our own lives and families. My wife and I, with our child, we're here now for about 2 months, and we love Greece. We love the weather, we love the beautiful sights, we love the sea. As I said, the air quality is amazing, so we kind of really appreciate that as we live on the south at the moment. Hopefully both pleasure and business can bring us to Athens. So, it's very close to our birth home, so that makes it very easy for us to commute between Belgrade and Athens, and we'll see. At the moment we're on a trial period, and if everything goes well, and happy wife, happy life. Currently we're quite flexible because our child is only 2 years old, but once he grows to that age, or 5 or 6, when he needs to start going to school, that's kind of the decision when we need to make, and until then we're gonna kind of keep it very flexible.
Have you learned any Greek word or phrase?
Well, the worst thing that when it comes to my knowledge of Greek is I grew up with a lot of Greek friends in tennis, and they usually taught me a lot of curse words and bad words. So I'm familiar with every one of those. But since I came here, I've learned some nice words, and it's a very difficult language for me to learn. But I made a true promise that if we get the extension of the license for next year's ceremony, I will try to collect a couple of sentences in Greek and really kick off the the ceremony in Greek language.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I hope the best for the tournament, and we want to see this tournament and you for the next years.
Thank you so much. Very kind. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.